I'm a madman. I've done it. 16 full belts of blueprints. Oh, yes. So we've got our circles coming from way over here. Look at that. Full circles. 16 full belts of full circles. Goodness gracious, this goes so far away. And then those are going into there. And then we've got right here 16 full belts of these little weird circle with the square shape that I had to rotate around. And those are going into there. And so then basically these getting painted blue from right here. Eight full belts of blue because, hey, we're using the dual painters. And then up here we've got 8 full belts of white coming down in, and then they're working their way down into here. And so then we got our circles and our belts, and then ignore all this mess. And then that goes into here, and look at that. Oh, white, blue, stacked. Oh, and then we got our little 4-to-4 balancers. Oh, look at this. Isn't this wonderful? 16 full belts of blueprints. Can we look at the statistics per dose? Look at that. 567 a second. Oh, yes! All the blueprints. Woohoo! Well, all right, everyone. Welcome back to ZomBo Land Gaming. I am ZomBo Skater, and we're back for episode number 4 of Shapes.io. Technically episode 5 if you consider the load balancer an episode. But in between episodes, as promised, I worked on these 2 little shapes right here. So basically, we can now go and upgrade. So let's go ahead and get our upgrades going real fast. And as you're going to see, now, with the exception of this one, we are pretty much into this weird little shape here, which we are going to work on today. So we need to do tier 6 upgrades and also this tier 5 upgrade. But also, we've got this little Master Chief Cat looking doohickey thing here for rotators of 180 degrees, which is going to be pretty awesome. But before we get into that, let's follow this very, very long trail. It's very long. Let's go up first. All the way. Yeah, I built this way out in the middle of nowhere because I wasn't sure how big I was going to make it. And as you can see, I made it monstrously way more bigger than it should have been. Was that even words? I don't know if I could word that. So for this, we basically took this little shape here where it's got the 2 squares and the little pointy star and the half or quarter of a circle. And then down here, we've got the little portion of a windmill here. So we're taking all of those shapes, and I know this is highly unnecessary, but I'm using, since the belts can take 12 items, I'm using a 1-to-6 splitter because my cutters, at the time of doing this, were 2 items a second. So 12 divided by 6 would makes 2, so I could get 6 cutters in here. And then what you can see here is all I'm taking off of here is just the little star point. Well, actually, no, sorry, I take that back. I've got the other stuff splitting out. So I'm taking the star point out here, and we've got 4 full belts of star points that we're then load balancing with the 4-to-4, and then we're rotating them all around and mishmashing them back together with this stacker that is stacking all 4 points into the stars. The stars are coming over here and getting painted with the green. And then the green is coming from down here. So we've got our green, our blue, and our reds all coming up here. The red is being used along with one of the greens and the blue to make the white. And then we've just got the other red and greens coming up for the other shapes that we needed. So we've got our stars coming up there. And then coming off of this, the way it's cutting it up, you can see we've got, I believe that's the quarter of the circle, right? Yes. Quarter circle comes up. We're restacking the quarter circle for a, well, it's the partial, right? So the way this shape is part of it was red, part of it was white. So we basically split it up and recombined it to get our 2 shapes. Actually, if I stop this right here, you can see the difference between the 2 shapes there. And so one of them is red, one of them is white. We've got those coming off there. And then finally, we've got some of the squares coming up here. And they were also in a weird configuration of the kind of like skewed part, upper left, bottom right. And those are turning into green. And then from this last shape right here, where are we at? Right here. This one right here, we needed the windmill shape and nothing else. So we basically come all the way down here, and you can see the trash cans are deleting everything but the windmill shape. The windmill shapies are coming all the way across here, combining into the top right, bottom left, and then those are getting painted red. And then we bought all of those pieces over here, and we are now combining them. So now that we've painted the circles, we can combine those 2 together, and we can also combine the windmill and the square pieces and then those are going to be stacked on top of each other. So we've got the circle going into the right because it's being stacked on top of the windmill in the square, and then that is going into the left because that's the bottom portion, and the star is being put on top of that to make our shape. Whew, that was a whole lot, but basically we're getting 12 items a second out of that, and that's partially why that is so big. So we follow ourselves down here, and to the left, we've got our other one. This is a little less chaotic, but still pretty darn chaotic. So up here, we've got all our paint going on. So we've got reds, we've got greens, we've got blues, because we're making white, and then we've got purple. And so we've got all the colors coming down here. And now our shapes here, once again, we're using 1 to 6 splitters so we can cut all these pieces up. Here, I needed halves of them. And so you can see I'm cutting this up to get my windmill shape here. Let me put this belt back in. Yoink. So we're cutting them up, getting the windmill shapes, restacking windmill shapes down here. So I've got basically 2 belts worth of the windmill shapes, and you can see they're coming in here getting colored purple, and I was able to use this other printer to basically save half of the amount of ink, the dye that we needed, since we have the same shape coming in. So we've got purples in dose, so we've got 2 full belts of 12 coming in there. And then up here, we're basically taking half-sies of this, wait, is this half-sies, or am I just rotating? I think I'm just rotating the shape, right? Yes, because we found way down here, we found the shape that we actually needed. So we've got coming over here, and we're cutting it up so we get our 2 half circles, and then recombining the circles for a full circle, and then painting it white, bringing that white circle down here. And essentially, we've got a windmill with on top of the circle, and then the circle with the windmill is then going on top of another windmill for that shape there. So quite a bit, but we're getting a full belt of 12 out of that, which is really nice. That was able to get our upgrade. And so now here we are back at the hub. I've done a little bit of cleanup too in order to be able to deliver our next few shapes, which are going to be this tier 6, and then I still have to work out the tier 5 down here for the mixing and painting, but we will get that in a second. I also, off camera, where did I do it? Right here. I bought over all my load balancers from my load balancing video, and I recreated them in here. So we now have all our load balancers to copy and paste, and I've been kind of working on some painting and mixing areas here that I can copy and paste as well, because I also doubled up, where did it go? Is it right here? Yes, it's right here. I also made a whole new section for our blueprints, because we were not getting blueprints very fast. So I actually just kind of added it and just whoop, tossed it right into here to our original blueprint maker. And so now we've got 95,000, which is nice. And then all ready to go. If we go way down here, you can see I've got 2 little areas cornered off. This is going to be for our tier 18, so I have found the shapes that we needed, as well as some of the dyes that we needed, and then over here is going to be for the tier 6. I've got a couple little spots. So I'm going to go ahead and go build all these in a nice little time-lapse, and we'll come back when we've achieved basically 20,000 of our little Master Chief cat-looking things, and tier 6, at least, that's 75,000. That's going to be a while, so we're going to come back with 75,000. Well, all right. Woo! As you might have noticed, I had a little bit of a struggle there towards the end of that time lapse, as we will discuss here in a second. But we are now at level 18. We just unlocked the 180-degree rotator, which is going to be awesome. That's basically going to save us from having to use 2 rotators to do the job of what we can now do with 1. So basically, if we come over here to our little belts, let's just take some... the die doesn't matter, it doesn't rotate. We can just take this right here. So you've got that one, which goes counterclockwise, and then if we do a third time, boom. So now this will rotate a full 180 degrees, which is really awesome. So, as you might have noticed in the time lapse as well, I decided our little upgrade down here, all it needed was the circle in the middle, which we have 107,000 of these ones here, and I don't believe we're ever going to use them ever again. So what I did here, and we'll go do that first, is it's this line right here, which we had the original ones coming on. It's way this direction. And all I did was here was our original piece minus the right here, there we go. Our original piece minus the little center hole. So all we did is I had it come up here and come into a upside down stacker, because that's just what I had copy and pasted. So it is going into the left side of our stacker, and then I have white circles being made up here. So we've got some white paint coming in right here, along with basically just I took this and cut it in half so I can get a full circle. So we're cutting them in half, recombining them to make a full circle, painting them white, bringing them down here, adding them to the right side of our stacker, which would go on the very top, and boom, coming out. So sweet. So we were able to go ahead and take care of that while we were off camera. And then also, what else did well, basically I just worked on these 2, right? So we've got our new shape for our level 6 upgrade, which will also be down here for the mixing and painting when this is done. And whoo, boy, that is a big work. And then we've got our little Master Chief emblems that we just needed for level 18, which actually, let's look at this. Oh, look at this. We need these for level 19 as well, and it's actually fairly close, so that's pretty good. Thankfully, that is our next level. All right, so let's go way down here where I built it. So way down here. And you're going to notice that, bam, right here, I've got 2 combinations of these upgrade pieces, and then the Master Chief one is way down here. So let's go way down here to our little Master Chief kitty cat. It's way over here. And I basically, I love copy and paste. I basically just copied and pasted the same thing twice and then just wormed my inputs wherever I could. But let us go ahead and come to the end. We're going to work our way backwards here. So you notice I've got a second set coming up here because I was only getting roughly 6 at a time because I started running into problems. But essentially all this is you've got your green circle is going to be stacked with a semicircle that I needed to rotate. Why is this? Oh, I ended up rotating them up here because I realized later on that I didn't have this rotated. So basically I have a semicircle being stacked on top of a full circle, and then we have the semicircle / full circle being stacked on top of the cat ears, and that is how you get your little Master Chief thing. And like I said, make sure you rotate your circles so that way it's the right way. I ended up rotating them here to get them into the right direction. But what we got going on over here is where I'm painting everything. So the full circle was green, the semicircle was yellow, and the cat ears were also green. So we just have our 2 greens coming from right over here. And then our yellow is red and green combined. I don't know why I decided to go blue and green because, you know, real life. So yeah, red and green coming over here to make the yellow worming its way up. And then you're going to notice I have all these storage units here, which, wow, these ones are basically about maxed out again. This is ridiculous. I need to figure out a way to stop this from happening. So essentially, I came over here and I noticed that I need to boost my circles up, but basically these were stopped because these were full up, and so it wasn't producing any more of the circles. So I had to add these storage units in here kind of as a buffer. So these are going to start filling up instead of backing the lines up and keeping everything running. And then all I've done back over here, this is where I was just cutting all the figures up to get our cat ears and our circles from this shape right here. I just had to rotate them around so that way I could get the cut. And then I've sent the cat ears this way, and I've sent the circles down this way on lines. And then we've just basically doubled it up there, which is what you see down here. Yeah, really wild that I had to do this storage unit. I don't understand why that is the case, But, you know what, hey, this little solution is working for the temporary time being. I will have to come up with a better solution later, but that is that. So then we come up here, and we once again doubled up our components here, but working our way backwards. So this is a really simple, I'm looking at this shape. It looks like it's going to have this weird portion of the star here that doesn't quite work. Because it's not stacked on top of anything. But as long as you're stacking something on top of something, if there's nothing there, it's just going to maintain its shape, basically, which is nice. So we are basically putting the star, the white star, stacked on top of this little Pac-Man-ish kind of shape. So what we have here now is the Pac-Man shape getting painted purple. We've got the star getting painted white. This is just extra coming up because I needed extra stars, so I have just another star stack down here. But over here, all we're doing is we're taking all of this shape right here, which, why did I use the top one of these? Let's go down to this one. So yeah, we basically found a shape that had everything we needed. So we've got our little star piece, which means we need 4 full belts of these quarter star pieces to make a full star. And then all we have to do is recombine these together to make our 2 semicircles or quarter circles with the square back again. So that's what I have going on here. Since we got 12 on our belt, we're splitting it into 4. So we have 3, 3, 3. And then our cutter at the time being is able to do 3 items a second. So boom, perfect. And you can see where I have trash cans is basically just to keep things flowing. So we have this being cut, and it's going to come out here as a level 19. Oh, you have unlocked a splitter variant of the balancer. Yes, I've been waiting for this. So we have a merger where we can, a little tiny one like this where you can merge 2 belts, but now we have a splitter, so we can get rid of the big double wide one, and now we can use this to split things out. It's going to make some of our components so much smaller. Excellente. All right, that being done, let's get on with this. So yes, we're splitting out here. If I was to take just to mess things up real fast, let's go ahead and boop, like that. You can see what our split is, right? So the other side is going to be the star point and the other semicircle. And so what we need to do there is we need to then cut it again, so that way we can get our star point out. And then we've just taken 4 belts worth of the star points, and I'm just rotating them around right here with all 3 of these, which actually we can show our rotation device here. Like if I get rid of this, grab the rotator, and boom, put that like that, and then bam. Look at that, boom. That takes the same place as the other 2 right there. So perfect. All right, so that's our star point. And then we've got right here, we only needed 1 belt of these. So we've got these coming up here. And then we've got this final section down here where we've got the star points coming out. We're grabbing the other half of it, which was the quarter circle with the original pieces getting combined back again and then getting painted purple up there. So relatively simple. Mind you, this needs to go away. Why am I trash canning those? Good grief. Good grief. You see all these problems. I need to fix these. So speaking of which, that means this one's probably jacked up, isn't it? Okay, no, this one's fine because I didn't put a trash can on them. But oh, this is already at 5K. That's why I had the trash can there, was to start unloading these 2, but still let some pass through. Good grief. All right, so we technically don't need the Master Chiefs anymore. We just need a whole bunch of these. But we do have one final upgrade. Let's go ahead and upgrade our belts, distribution, and tunnels. Oh, look at this cool little shape now. All right, so what is that going to get us for our belts? Our belts are now 14 items a second. Tunnels are range 5 still. Oh, and we've got the other one as well, which is 9 tiles. That's pretty sweet. And 28 items with the balancer. Holy crap. But yes, now you can also see we can split these off like this now. And boom, boom. Look at that. Perfect. That's excellent. That's going to make life so much easier. Boom, which means I'm going to have to come over here to our little balance section here and make all brand new ones of these. I could probably even make new ones of these with our splitters. Ooh, challenge accepted. All right. Well, that took a whole lot longer than expected, thanks to, I was sitting over here watching here, and all of a sudden I go, why do I have nothing coming in here? And I had to go back through and trace everything to figure out how to do it. And then, of course, I had misrotated on the cat ears there. Where's it at? Right here. Where did I do the rotation at? Cat ears. Oh yeah, right here. I was missing this, so you can see my cat ears are on the left side instead of straight up and on the top. And so I was getting nothing towards our upgrade or to our level. So yeah. So I fixed all that. So we only got through 2 levels today, but we did get some upgrades, so I'm just gonna keep letting this go so we can get all of these, and then of course this one. And all this is just speed, so you don't really need to see this. You've seen what the upgrades do now. It's just increasing our speed. So I'm gonna get this one going, and then we'll get all 3 of these upgraded to the next level. So when we come back, we'll be at tier 7 on everything. Well, technically tier 6. This is going to tier 7. But for next level, we're gonna be doing this little shapey here with the white and gray, and which is also conveniently part of level 20. So that'll be next episode, but I have got a raging headache, and this was well, this took about 2 hours worth of time to get all this going, and it is looking like a higgledy-piggledy mess. But hey, we made some progress. And don't forget, put some comments down in the belows if you have some pretty cool images that you would like to show me and the rest of the group here, or if you have any tips, tricks, or anything to make some stuff more efficient, or just some really crazy cool contraptions. I'd love to see just like the silliness of everything out there. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, comment, share with the universe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Ha-ta for now. Bye-bye!